Now, your fighters. First, out of the blue corner. His record is 1-1. He stands 5 foot 10 inches and weighs 185 pounds. He trains with Cobra BJJ out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And his name is Terry Wiggins. And in the red corner, his record is 2-1. His height is 5 foot 10 inches, and he weighs 185 pounds. He trains with Newport Combat Club from Newport, Tennessee. Please welcome Alex Lewandowski.
You know, some of these guys, I don't know how they cut weight, but Alex definitely looks a little bit softer. You know, should probably, you know, I think, especially with his stature, should try to see what 170 looks like. I just have a feeling that Terry is just going to try and maul him, and certainly looks to be the bigger of the two, especially early.
I've seen Terry fight once before, and the word explosive comes to mind when I saw him the first time. Both fighters kind of filling things out here as they both take the center ring. Now, Terry looks like that he's wanting to be a little bit in control of the positioning here.
Yeah, he's definitely feinting, throwing that jab, measuring, getting distance, and just waiting for his opportunity to throw that right hand. Something with amateurs, man, usually they lead off with kicks. You know, they may not be super comfortable in there, and you know, the kicks take place from
oh, look at him closing the distance. Look how fast he closed the distance on that. I think that in the 185-pound division, his quickness may end up being a little bit of issues for some guys.
A lot of guys, you know. He made Alex eat that 1-2 on the way into that clinching position, but now he's got to work out of double underhooks. Not a good position for him up against the cage. Alex definitely looking to get that takedown.
This is still just a scramble position where both guys are doing their best to get leverage to do something.
I think that was a very good job by Alex by closing that, you know, by when he got the distance close, he turned it around, he slowed the pace down right now.
And you know, with Alex being with Terry being as big and strong as he is.
Did you see the uppercut?
With Terry being as big and strong and explosive as he is, man, a lot of guys not gonna want that, so he can get used to being able to fight off the cage and work some offense. Right here, I think he should separate and start landing strikes.
These guys are using a lot of energy, a lot of strength right now.
Big slam. But zero reward on that takedown. Yes, he took him down, but he didn't control anything, and he got right back up. I'm not even sure if you...
And that's the thing, how much energy is being used right now?
Now it's a different story, though.
Terry's looking good with the judo tosses. That's 2 in a row. This one sticks, and he's on top looking to land some ground and pound.
Alex is looking looks like to try to stay as close to Terry as possible.
He needs to get this underhook with his top hand. With it not being under in Terry's armpits, it's not doing any good for him, and he's just going to get flattened out. He needs to swivel that hand in and get an underhook and work to get back to his feet. This is where head and arm chokes happen, right here.
Alex
or you get your back take.
That might have been a huge mistake right there. He needs to do a lot to get out of this right now. Here's a mule kick. He needs to try to get that out because he's in a bad situation right now.
Man, I think Terry needs to post up. It's a face crank, but he should be landing some ground and pound right here. He doesn't have that hook in.
Terry needs to get some hooks in while he's
I don't see why Alex is sitting there. He needs to move and roll and try and get into a better position right now. He's doing a great job with hand control, but he's staying in a bad spot.
Oh, my goodness, he ate some coming up, though. I've got to give it to this. Alex has ate some shots this first round, and he's proved that he's got a chin.
For sure. And, you know, like I said, that was a very interesting round because I think both guys use a lot of energy, especially Terry Wiggins. I want to see, looks like he's in very good shape, and we'll see how he comes out the next 2 rounds.
We're definitely going to see cardio.
What's that?
This fight is definitely going to show cardio.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because they're both using an extremely high amount of energy, which means a lot of muscle use, a lot of oxygen to use to feed those muscles. Let's see how long they can keep up this pace.
As the crowd begins to erupt for Terry, you know that's got to be motivation for him to want to come out and finish this.
You know, you might not think so, but sometimes when you're really tired and that adrenaline does kick in when you hear people cheering, and it does help out sometimes.
Now, Alex looks a little more tired and a little more frustrated. I would expect that he's going to try and wrestle a lot this round as well, given that Terry has that size and power advantage.
We're about to get started with round number 2 as Big Cody Eason is checking with everybody, about ready to start this second round.
I would look for Alex to throw with the kicks early.
Terry
it's
seems
just
content just to sit back and see what happens.
There we go.
Alex got to be very careful spinning around like that. He's giving up his back. He could be either taken down or he turns around. That could be a right hand or a left hook right in his face.
Or a foot.
Terry is doing everything when he gets in those clinch positions to enact one of those judo tosses to get him to get it to the ground.
Man, I think Alex needs to soften up that midsection, throw some knees, throw some punches, invest in the body, as you would hear Daniel Cormier say, because it really affects the cardio and the stamina of your opponent. And being that Terry's such a bigger, stronger guy, working that body is really going to slow him down, especially the longer the fight goes.
Who is using more energy at this point when you're up against the fence? The person trying for the takedown or the person defending it?
Well, I think they're both very tiring. I would say probably the guy trying for the takedown might be getting more tired. I think they're probably winning on the judges' mindset, though. You know, a lot of the judges think that the guy pushing the guy in there, he's controlling the pace. Thank you. Yes, that sounds a lot better. So
that was an accident. I thought I was adjusting mine.
We see now whereas Alex keeping that pressure, keeping Terry pinned against the cage. It just seems almost like he's content just to keep him pushed against the cage, though. He's not doing a ton. Yeah,
no, he's not doing a ton, but in my eyes, he's probably eking out a decision right now. Usually if you're the guy pushing the guy in the fence, so he lost the first round, in my opinion. I think he's trying to slow down this big, strong guy who's throwing him around. Now he ends up on the other side. He's got to spin him back around.
Man, something I want everybody to pay attention to is Alex's head position. When your head is on the same side as that underhook, it makes controlling the opponent so much easier and making Terry have to work a lot harder. You see when Terry has the dominant position, look where his head is at. He's not controlling Alex's head at all, giving Alex free range to move his head and position his body to get out of these positions. Especially early on in people's MMA careers that rely heavily on attributes. You see Terry wanting to use a lot of strength, a lot of power, and not really using a lot of technique.
Well, at this point of his career, you have to say, though, he's been so used to probably being an athlete his entire life that it's easy to rely on just his athletic ability.
Yeah, but if you want to succeed at the highest levels, you have to have the technique, because guess what? Just like when you go play Division I football or basketball or whatever, all those guys are big, strong, and fast, and have size.
Terry now opening up, close this round. I think that Terry may have sold around with the last few seconds of that round.
I think you're right. I think he was losing until about the last 10, 15, 30 seconds. He was pushed against the fence a lot, but he landed the better strikes as the fight went on.
And you know, I think if Alex lands more strikes, throws knees to the legs and body, those strikes accumulate and you're scoring points. So when all you're doing is controlling, man, you're not winning by a lot. So then Terry's able to creep back into the round with flurries like that.
Looking into the corner now of Terry, he almost looks annoyed that he's at this point. You would think somebody like Terry, who's used to knocking people out and getting early finishes, it's got to be frustrating to have some guy that just won't go away. Just that constant nagging pest that's there.
100%. Now, that's the thing, though. This sport, there's so many tough guys. It'd be great if you could knock out or submit everybody. That's just not the reality. Some guys, no matter how good you are, just going to be tough guys who you're not going to finish. You just have to learn how to deal with that.
I think tonight I may be sitting in between two of those tough guys that's been through a few of those 3- and 5-round wars.
You know, of course, you're always looking for the finish. You're looking for the knockout, the submission, and what have you. But you need to be prepared to go the distance, because some of those guys, like you guys were saying, they have granite chins, and you know they're not going easy. They want to win just as bad as you do.
Both fighters coming out fairly aggressive in this third round. I think both feel like they have a legitimate shot to win this fight if it goes to a judge's decision.
Well, I think Alex has got to do an awful lot to win, at least even get a draw this round.
Man, I think if Alex wins this round, we really don't know how the judges saw the second round, so that could, you know, give him the win if the judges saw that second round in his favor.
I think, though, it's going to take a fairly convincing round, though. I don't know that one of those 50-50 rounds do it. Alex,
now,
though, controlling it, delivering a couple of knees here in the corner.
Yeah, you got to invest in that body, take away some of that power. And you see Alex is doing a really good job of pinning Terry's head to the cage with his head, using his head as an extra hand.
Now we're going for the single leg. Man, Terry is doing a good job fending off this takedown.
Looks like he's looking for a ninja choke here. He's gonna try.
I'd like to see Alex step in and get his hips underneath this throw. He can't pick him up with his back. He's gonna have to get his legs and his hips underneath him.
That's right.
And he just gave up on it.
And I think that was Terry's opportunity to step away and
good
fire
knee to
off.
the body, though, by Alex.
I know we've talked about this a couple times. This might look like you're doing a little pushing and pulling. It is extremely exhausting to be doing this. This is like flexing your muscles for 3 minutes straight each round. This is so tiring. It might not look like it is, but believe me, it is.
Yeah, and then another person fighting back, man. You know, it can be difficult. Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Gives up his.
Let's see if he can finish it. He cannot.
And just for a second, it looked like that he was going to be able, that Terry was going to be able to take the back of Alex.
Or put him on the ground. But, you know, Alex being a vet as well, you know, kind of limp legs out of it and back into the clinch.
I would say if you used one word to describe both of these guys in this fight, I think it would be stubborn. Both are just not taking no for an answer and doing whatever they can just to keep plodding ahead, doing what they're doing.
And this could be a way for Terry to solidify with this takedown the last 10 seconds of the round. He's giving up his back, but no time to work.
This fight now goes to a judge's decision. I think really Terry won this fight probably by finishing each round strong. If you notice, rounds 2 and 3 especially, but all 3 rounds in the last 10 seconds, when they slapped the mat to let them know that there's 10 seconds, he turned it up just a little bit and closed strong and a little flurry of punches.
And man, you know, sometimes the judges have short-term memory, so just because you come out and win the beginning of the round, they really only remember the last minute and a half of the round. So if it's a close fight and they hear that clack, 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 and you know, you start getting busy, you know, sometimes it's a lasting impression in their mind, and when they go to write that score on the paper, they give you the round.
Absolutely. I look for Terry to win this fight, but honestly, man, when you leave it in the judge's hands, you never know what's going to happen.
Man, I think when you come to somebody's hometown and fight, you're already starting off, not a full point, but, you know, about a half a point.
The benefit of the doubt.
The home guy gets the benefit of the doubt.
Just like what happened with you, in my opinion, when you went down to Brazil to fight Lyoto Machida.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely more pressure on the visiting guy to go out there and have a more obvious win.
Now let's go to the cage to Lance Green to find out the official decision.
Strikehard fans, at the end of this bout, the decision is unanimous, 29-28, 29-28, 29-28, out of the B2 blue corner,
There's definitely no surprise there. You know, he came out very dominant first round, and And even if the other rounds were close, you know, he definitely won the last minute of each of those last 2 rounds.
Absolutely. You see a fighter like this, though, I imagine that he's learned a good bit in this fight, going the distance and having to do everything he can to win.
Can you tell us what you thought about your performance here?
I'm tired. I gave it all I had on this.
Turn it down.
This is for all the people that support me. And everybody else.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So it seemed like a very grueling match right there. I know you were trying to get a lot of takedowns. It seemed like a lot of it was just positioning. Was that kind of what was going on in your head, trying to dominate the position and control this guy?
I was just trying to stay dominant. That's it.
Hey, third fight, what can we expect to see from you next? You got anybody in particular you'd like to fight?
Man, I'll take whoever.